It's Juvenis.
That tells you that His Excellency is around. May we all remain standing as we welcome into this arena His Excellency, the Deputy Senate President of the Federal Republic, and by the special grace of God, the incoming Governor of Delta State, His Excellency Senator Omo-Agege. Any minute from now, he's going to step into this arena. May we all remain standing and maintain absolute decorum. This is the number 5 man in the country that is about to enter or grace and honor us with his presence. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not paining you, with a round of applause, let us welcome into this arena the Deputy Senate President of the Federal Republic, and by the grace of God, the incoming Governor of Delta State, His Excellency Senator Omo-Agege, the Omo-Agege one of the Robola. Your Excellency, I am not the president. Clap is not for our Excellency. We need to clap, and those in Osanebi must hear your clap from here. You are not clapping for me. You are not clapping for yourself. You are clapping for the next governor of our dear state. You can do better. My youth, you can do better. Your Excellency, you're welcome, sir. Now, may we be all seated. Thank you.
I want to articulate. I want to yarn. I want to deposit. I want to posit. Greatest big. Oh, this goes to us. And we go give them order. Amen. I do not jealous. Forever we must have. Amen. We must have. Amen. We must have. As to bless, we must have. Forever we must have. Amen. Kulu, kulu.
The incoming governor. Hold on now. Hold on, not to the heart. I never tell them I'm going to stand now. Let's go. Bosa! 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 Your Excellency, that's a 3 gunshot salute for you, sir.
Of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Father Lord, we thank you, we adore you, we glorify your great name. For today your children are gathered together here because of the next governor in this state. You have placed your fingers on him and nothing can change it. You have signed and sealed it. All we are waiting for is to deliver it to us after the election. And that you have promised to do, because it's the one that is going to change this state. It's the one that is going to wipe the tears of people that have been crying and suffering in this state. Your spirit is with him, and your spirit is driving him to do what he's doing now. To God be the glory. We thank you. We lift up all the students into your hands. We pray for you to bless them abundantly, to keep them, and to make them great men and women, Delta State and Nigeria at large. Thank you, because we have gathered here together. Let your spirit direct everything we want to do. And at the end of it all, we shall always have cause to glorify your great name. These and many other things we ask through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, God forevermore. Amen.
1, 2, 3, go. Arise, O Nigeria's hallowed to serve our Father's land with love and strength and faith. Thy labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. So serve with heart and mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. We'll take a Luther anthem now.
with the incoming governor of Delta State, it is my pleasure to introduce to us, by the very special grace of God, a former executive assistant, in fact, the first executive assistant to the governor of Delta State, former commissioner for special duties, former secretary of the state government, a two-term senator of the Federal Republic representing the good people of Delta Central and Trura districts. Currently, he is Deputy President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Join me as we welcome the incoming governor of Delta State, His Excellency Senator Omo-Agege, the Obanisi of Oromila. This afternoon, we have here
Nigerian students. Greatest Bosa. Greatest Bibi. You the youth. You the youth. You the nation. You the nation. You the youth. Thank you.
In the company of His Excellency, the Director General of the Delta IPC Campaign Council, is a former special advisor to the governor in the state, former minister of the Federal Republic for special duties, a former minister of the Niger Delta Affairs, our leader and father, Edagose Peter Orubebe. Welcome. We also have here the state chairman of our party in Delta State, the APC, a former commissioner for environment. It is on record that when he was commissioner for environment, that was when the Waste Management Board, that was when Delta State knew green economy. Today, in Delta State, you can hardly tell who is the commissioner for environment. What you see everywhere is filth. Ladies and gentlemen, the state chairman of our party, our leader, Eda Omeni Sobotie, the former student union president of the Auchi Polytechnic. We have here with us a leader par excellence, the founding leader of the APC in Delta State, a former member of the Board of Trustees, a great entrepreneur par excellence, our father, former gubernatorial candidate of the APC in the state, Olorugu Utega Imbero. We have here a three-term member of the Federal House of Representatives representing the good people of Ndokwa and Nkwa Federal Constituency, and former Commissioner for Information and Culture and ace broadcaster, Honorable Mercy Amona Isel. We also have here the pioneer Executive Secretary of the SuperDec, former Special Advisor to the Governor, former Chairman of Governing Council of the Delta State Polytechnic, Otefe Ogara, Chief A.K. Osamota. I'm sure that you will be surprised that some of these persons that we're introducing now were people you used to know as political hippopotamus in PDP. Have you not been so? But political earthquake has taken place. I will leave the rest. Today we have here, she is the chairman of the Governing Council of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, Dr. Mrs. Veronica Ukwaku. We have here a member of the Governing Council of the Federal Polytechnic, Federal College of Education, Enugu, a leader of our party from Kurele South, Engineer Chief Godwin Sibenu. All of the fights. Which one we will call that? We should just call Pandef, and that will be fine. Yes, those called Pandef, all of them. You cannot talk about the history of those struggles without one name. Comrade, High Chief Mike Bobby Okareme. You are welcome, sir. Mrs. Faith Majimite. We have here a leader of leaders, a great trainer, the former country director of Action Aid International, executive director, Africa Center for Leadership Strategy and Development. Currently, he is the chief of staff to the deputy president of the Senate and deputy DG of the Delta IPC Campaign Council, Dr. Otibe Iguzo.
Our presidential candidate, the Asiwaju of the universe, spoke. People did not understand. The truth of the matter is that a town hall meeting is different from a meeting in a town hall. How many of you know that? Because a town hall meeting is strategic audience, but the meeting in a town hall is come one, come all. So we have strategic audience today with student leaders, and I will just mention a few of them. We have in our presence and here today the national president of all the polytechnic students in Nigeria, seated here, Comrade Anibi. We have in our midst the president of National Association of University Students. When I call you, just greet them very fastly. I may not be mentioning all the names. Training Institute, PTI, from just stand up and greet them. Pombro.
And of the greatest Nigerian students.
We have here the president of College of Education, Warri. We have here the president of Delta State University, Ole Campus. We also have here the national president of Urobo Students Worldwide.
Great Nigerian students. Great Urobo.
We also have here the national president of Isoko Students Worldwide.
I refuse to block any lecturer Nigerian students.
We also have here the national president of Ijo Students Worldwide. We stepped out. We also have here the president of Federated Union of Ndokwa Student Forms. We have here, okay, for time's sake, we will just go to few former student leaders that we have here. Elders in the house, people that have served before that are here. Here in our midst, we have the former PRO of National Association of Nigerian Students, Comrade Stephen Nekoyare. We also have here the former Senate President of Nadestu, who is a lawyer, Barrister Efole.
Conscious Nigerian students. Can never be intimidated Nigerian students. Greatest Big Baga.
We have here
Corrosive Nigerian students. I can never be intimidated Nigerian students. Great.
my leaders, please permit me to seize here, but we have the former two-time chairman of Nadestu, Delta State University, and a human rights activist. Let me just mention him as the last but not the least, Comrade Rega.
Greatest Bobo.
Okay.
My dear brother, a leader to many, a former Secretary General of NAS, and former NAS President, Comrade.
Former student union president.
NAS has already superseded the student union.
Thank you.
Comrade Michael Akpobire. And we can also see our dear brother behind, even though he's trying to hide, Comrade Uyoyo Kororo. You are recognized. All right.
Just a second, they accuse me of being gender insensitive. The former vice president of Delta State University is here.
Greatest Gogo! Indefatigable Big B!
I'm very happy because you have called the female.
You know, the women will be equitably represented. We are just showing that in practice here now. All right, quickly, I am going to run through the leadership of the APC Youth Campaign Youth Directorate. We have here present the director, my dear brother and friend, a priest. Talking about no other person than Prince Stanley Emiko. Emiko, greet your people.
Great Nigerian youth! Greatest Nigerian youth!
Thank you very much. We have here present from Central, my dear brother and activist of no mean repute, Comrade Kelly Ufoma, aka Akima. Akima, greet your people.
Comrade Kelly Efemena Mukoro. Great youth! Build the youth! Destroy the youth! Youth, oh yeah!
Thank you very much. We have here also present the Deputy Director, Delta North, my dear brother and friend, Honorable Chukute Nwogo, aka SS Money.
Build the youth! Build the nation!
Thank you very much. We have here also present the state youth leader of our party. Hold on now. The state youth leader of our party, Comrade Napoleon Kekeredi. I hope I got your name correctly. Please come and say hi to your people.
Build the youth! Build the nation! Are we ready?
Sure.
We also have here present the zonal youth leader for Delta, South. My dear brother and friend, Comrade Oyas. Come and say hi to our people.
APC! Of Omo-Agege. Delta! Delta! Nigeria!
To the incoming Deputy Governor of Delta State and at the same time the Secretary of the APC Youth Campaign Directorate. Thank you very much. Comrade.
Thank you very much. We are moving with time, and we know that His Excellency has a very busy schedule. If you are a former student union president here, you are recognized. We are aware that the immediate past president for Ozoro, PTI, and Ogara, they are here. Thank you for coming. We are going straight to the welcome address and remarks by no other person but our comrade Stanley Emiko.
APC! APC! Victory is sure! Please, I'm sorry, there's a particular word I want to be hearing. When I say APC, you see, win your unit. That's the most important thing we're after. APC! Win your unit! APC! Win your unit! Win your unit! 5 for 5! My Excellency, sir, His Excellency Senator Omo-Agege, the Obarisi of Uroboland, welcome you. Welcome our DG, our state party chairman, our leaders, too numerous. If I have to go by that way, I'm very sure I will take too much of the time. So permit me, sirs, to stand on the existing protocols. And first of all, again, I want to welcome our community youth leaders that are present here. So I welcome you all. You are enough here. I might not be able to begin to call all your names. So, but if I remember anyone, I can call. But please, forgive us for not recognizing you since. Please, all the youth leaders that are here from the community, say Oye! Oye! Say Oye! Oye! We love you all. That's why you are here. I will thank you for coming. Your presence here shows that you are with us. And our party members that are here, I welcome you too. You know, this event is not mainly for us that are party members, but rather for our youths and our students across the state who are mainly not party members. But we have to be here as party members because we must encourage them. That is why we are here. So it was an oversight that we did not welcome you. And some of our youth leadership in the directorate, they are also community leaders too, like Comrade Femena Umokoro. I know you are the president of the UPU Youth Wing in Delta State. Sorry, sir, we did not recognize that. Worldwide, sorry. The UPU Youth Wing president worldwide will welcome you. And Honorable Tete Austin will welcome you, a leader from the Bokodo Ubeji community houses. I know I saw Comrade Ese Oluboye too, a leader from the Ekwede Shekiri Ango. You're welcome. He was a former youth leader, a community leader in the Ekwede Orobo. You went to the other side, a community chairmanship leader in the Ekwede Shekiri. That one I confirm worry boy. You don't lead the Ekwede Orobo, lead the Ekwede Shekiri to let them say in a proper worry boy. So we appreciate that. We also want to welcome everybody. We cannot go into that too numerous. And our principal, I want to, on behalf of the youth, welcome you once again and to express our deep happiness. We are belonging to meet with you. And today you are here with us. It is never too late. In fact, this is the right time, because this is the time we actually needed or need to hear from you. And you are here. God has really arranged it to be like this. And we are happy to have you here today. Please, I was called to welcome us, not to begin to go into politicking, because I'm being tempted to begin to say things. But when the time comes, we will say things. But we must note that this is the only time we have as youths. This is the only time we have as youths. This is the only party that has given us a part in the leadership of this state that will be coming in. I hope we all know that the deputy governorship candidate of APC is a very outstanding youth, a youth that has been tested and he has been performing, and we know him very well. So we must know that as youth, together as the youth, we are the deputy governorship candidates. I hope we all know that. All the youth in Delta State, do you know we are the deputy governorship candidates? So this is our time to stand up and take our mandate. Please let us not forget that. We must stand up. So I want to welcome you all. And as we are here to deliberate, may the good Lord guide and lead us right in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Henceforth, it's going to be very interactive. We're going to get some few leaders from the youths to speak. Then the students will speak. His Excellency will respond. Then there will be questions and answers. But before you start talking, every time we appear before dignitaries like this, before elections, we only say what they want to give to us. But very importantly, what are we giving back in this arrangement? This town hall meeting is not like others where you do your town hall meeting and everybody goes back. No, there must be a post-town hall meeting action, because the elections in Delta State and in Nigeria belongs to the youths.
That's very correct.
Anybody that the youths and the students say will be governor should be governor going forward from today, so that next time we have a social contract with anybody that wants to be a governor like we're having today. I thought you would clap for that. So before we call you, we want to know if we can give Senator Omo-Agege and Honorable Friday Osanebi 250,000 votes in Delta State. Is that possible?
Is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible? Oh, it's too small. How many thousand votes are we giving them? How many thousand votes are we giving them? 1 million! 1 million! 1 million!
Okay, let me just say this before I hand over to my brother. Listen, some parties, I don't want to mention name. They go communities, they pay some people, say they'll be youth ambassadors for every unit. They go do this, they go do that. But our votage past them. I said our votage past them.
Too much.
Youth, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when we finish with DSP, we are going back to base. According to Stanley Miko, he said, winning your unit is the code. Anywhere that party get 2 people, we go get 4 people.
We go add one jar.
Anywhere they want to any mako to tamper with result, we get our men on ground.
Yes.
Build the youth.
Build the nation.
We're going to talk now, because now the man there. If we deliver the man anything when we ask for, I trust our Buhari say he go give us. Yeah. Not so?
Not so.
But we must contribute our quota to the success of this mandate. It is on this note that I hand over to you to continue with the speeches from both the youths and the students.
All right, thank you very much. For clarity purpose, for those of the reason we are here, but just for emphasis sake, I would like to restate at this point that we are all gathered here in this town hall meeting to meet with that's both the youths and the students, selected youth leaders, community youth leaders, selected student leaders, to meet with the Deputy Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and by the special grace of God, the incoming governor of Delta State, His Excellency Senator Omo-Agege. So it's going to be an interactive session where we are going to call on some of you. Because of want of time, we are going to streamline it. Please do not be offended. When you have a man as busy as the Deputy Senate President honor you with his time, you do not have to abuse it. So because of want of time, we are going to streamline it for the youth and for the students. We are going to streamline it to 3-3 each. So I'm going to start from the youth angle. We are going to call on Comrade Miller. Where is Comrade Miller? To please come and speak on behalf of the youths of Delta South. As I hand over the floor and the microphone to the incoming governor of Delta in humility. It's actually coming to the front so you can see all of you very well. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, let us welcome to the microphone His Excellency, the Deputy Senate President of the Federal Republic, and by the grace of God, I say again, Delta's incoming governor, Senator Omo-Agege. You are not clapping for me, you are clapping for your governor. You are clapping for your governor. Thank you very much, Excellency.
Thank you, Presley. Please.
We not go come. We not for come. If you not be Agege, we not for come. If you not be Agege, we not for come.
Thank you very much. Please take a seat.
Build the youth.
Students, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Students, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Greatest book.
Greatest Nigerian student.
Great.
Greatest Bobo.
Bobo.
Greatest Bubi.
Bibi.
Don't set me up. Thank you very much. You see, from the outset, I knew I would fall into a trap like this. A trap now set by Mike Agbobire and my nephew, Progress Omo-Agege. And I knew that kind of trap, I can fall for it. Yes. That's why, knowing full well, I may not be able to yarn like you people. Because, you know, we don't old small. That's why I say, okay, I will bring somebody who is like you. Somebody who can yarn like you. Somebody who can hang out like you. Hang out when you want to hang out. Places, me, myself, I love it go. They go fit, enter with honor, yarn with honor, drink with honor, eat with honor, do all the other bad things with honor. Yes, right? And that was why I selected Comrade Friday Osanebi as my deputy governor. So, if I don't address you properly, forgive me. He will be the one to properly address you. You don't good like that? Good. Thank you. First, this meeting was scheduled for 2 o'clock. It's very, very tight, and we're held up somewhere. That's why we didn't get here on time. So I'm begging Allah, to forgive us. Then, moving from there, I deliberately asked for this meeting, this interactive meeting, a meeting to take place in the town hall. As you saw when you articulated the difference earlier, I asked for it, but there's a reason I did so.
Before coming here, I was informed that of the total registered numbers of voters in Delta, 2.4 million voters are youth and students. 2.4 million voters on the voters' roll in Delta State are youth and students. What this means in effect is that this election is your election. Delta State belongs to you. Nigeria belongs to you. You are to determine the kind of Nigeria that we want in 2023. You are to determine the kind of Delta State that we want in 2023. To do that, it's not enough to just hear people throwing slogans at you. We expect you to interrogate everything we say. It is important because we are going to be governing you. It is important that you also have a say in how the government, one, will be elected, and two, how the government will be run. I cannot sit here and claim exclusive monopoly of issues that affect the Nigerian students or the issues that affect the youth of Delta State. I've been going around the nooks and crannies of Delta State, offering my vision of a Delta State that I want to erect in 2023. Demography on board, the youth and students on board. It will be difficult to market these ideas that we have espoused. And that is why we said we should have this meeting with you. As Deltans, you all know that in the past 7.5 years, if anyone doesn't know, I know you guys will know. In the past 7.5 years, this state, we have received 4.2 trillion naira has come into the coffers of the Delta State government. 4.2 trillion, not billion, no. 4.2 trillion naira has come into the coffers of the Delta State government. A large chunk of this has come by way of our FAC. Another sizable chunk has come by way of the 13% derivation. Others have come by way of payments arising from shortfalls in derivation, shortfalls or reimbursements for federal monies spent on federal infrastructure, and then of course our IGRO. Now the IGRO is only the declared IGRO. You know, it's not all of it that has been declared for obvious reasons. Now if you total all of that, it comes to 4.2 trillion naira. Also included here, by the way, the loans that Oku has also borrowed. So, but all of that, because it has not become an inflow, not so? A lot of people are asking, and a question I hope you will also ask is whether or not there's anything on ground in Delta State that is commensurate with 4.2 trillion naira. The answer we have gotten from a lot of people is that there is nothing on ground that remotely looks like 4.2 trillion naira. Not be so? Now, if you check the state of our roads, despite these large receipts, most of our roads are in a state of decay. Let's start with the one from PTI here. Let's not go too far. PTI through Urerupe. There's a reason I mentioned Urerupe. We'll talk about that later. Through Urerupe, Abraka to Akko. I agree, it is a federal road. In the interest of fair disclosure, let me consider it is federal road. Not so? The other one, Ugele, through Isoko, through Kwale, to Dupa Nation to Asaba. I also, in the interest of fair disclosure, I concede it's also federal road. But let us also agree that even if these two major thoroughfares are federal roads, it is the people of Delta State that use these roads. We agree on that? Do we agree on that? Yes, sir. It is not federal people that drive on these roads. It is we Deltans that drive on these roads also. Yes, now, we all know that yes, there's serious competition for federal funds in Abuja. Everybody go fight for their own share. Also, it's a very, very tough competition. So states, acknowledging this, have not devised ways to get the federal government committed to doing for them more than what they have received by way of FAC, 30%, and some other payments. And how do they do this? They use the state resources to do these roads if they think it's a priority for them. That's key. They have to first agree that the construction of these two roads now are priorities for our people. If they agree, they're supposed to use state funds to do it. And after doing it, they write to President Muhammadu Buhari for reimbursement. And in case you guys don't know, President Muhammadu Buhari has been very, very generous in giving approvals. Anytime a request comes from a state that the states have used their state resources to construct federal roads, President Muhammadu Buhari has never turned anyone down. In fact, Udwaha at some point also said he did some federal roads amounting to 68 billion naira. Udwaha also requested reimbursement, but do I say fortunately for him or unfortunately for him? Before the approval could come, what's his name? Okowa is now governor. So that 68 billion which Udwaha requested by way of refund was not given to Okowa. Now, yes. So exactly. So I say this just to let you know how generous Muhammadu Buhari has been in the approval of this reimbursement. All you need to do is just show that one, it is federal road, two, you use your state resources to do it, and then he will approve it for you. But as we sit here today, look at those two roads. They remain in a state of rot. As soon as I emerged as Deputy Senate President, I approached this governor, Okowa, and told him I wanted to put this PTI through Rurugbe, Abraka to Akko. I wanted to put it on the NDC budget. And I knew I could not do so without his intervention. Why did we need intervention? Because as far back as under Governor Udwaha, that road had been awarded to a company called Gomene. I don't know how many of you know Gomene. Yes. Aha. Gomene had that contract, but the contract was abandoned for re-award by NDDC. Till today, the man refused to give us that approval. You know why? He doesn't like anybody sharing glory with him. Now, if you check most, beyond these two, check all of our internal roads and other roads across the state, they're all in a state of disrepair, state of rot. Look at internal roads in Warri, internal roads in Asaba, internal roads in Ole, just name it. When we are talking about the challenges we have, it doesn't matter where you come from. These challenges is everywhere. But the point we are making is that given the resources that has come from the state, we should not be in that condition. And we need people to interrogate him. Look at Governor Wike today. We make more money than Wike. They give us more money as Delta State than Wike receives every month. In terms of derivation, we also get more money than Wike. But if you go to Rivers today, within the same space, because they were both governors at the same time, Wike has about 14 flyovers constructed already in Rivers State. And This is the point. In all of that, Wike does not owe any contractor one kobo. Despite all of the roads that he constructed, despite the most beautiful edifice in the whole of Nigeria he constructed, the Nigerian Law School in Port Harcourt, I'm sure you are familiar with it. Despite the top of the line medical facility that he constructed and named after Peter Odili, and despite the convention center he built and named after Justice Odili's wife, despite all of that, the man is not going one kobo. But here, even though we make more money, we receive more money than him, when you ask Okowa, the only thing he shows to you is one flyover and one secretariat. One secretariat and one flyover. And on top of that, we are owing 850 billion naira. 850 billion naira. As you are all sitting here today, you are all debtors. In case, yes, if you have not been told before, our students and our student leaders, if you have not been told before, our community leaders, yes, you may say that your community is remote, maybe far removed from Asaba and so on. In case you've not been told before, hear from me today of Omo-Agege, you are all debtors. You know, this 850 billion Okowa has borrowed, so you all owe a part of it, including your children that have not been born. They are all debtors because of Okowa.
How many?
If you go to our schools, it is even worse. At least some of you left there before me. Oh, sorry, I left before you. You left not too long ago. Also, you go there, you wonder what kind of products, what kind of people can come out of that system. It should not always be so. We are a very rich state. Delta is not a poor state by any means. In fact, we are the richest state in the Niger Delta and one of the richest states in Nigeria. But when you go to those places and you see all these conditions and you go to Okowa, what does Okowa tell you? Ego area. We tell you Ego area, there's no money. That is why he is refusing to address the challenges in the educational sector. Take the Ndokwa nation, or those of you from Ndokwa, that has been so marginalized, despite the contribution they make to the economy of this state. Before now, I think Udwan, I believe, Udwan or Governor Bodi, I'm not so sure, I believe it's Udwan, that tried to address some of this marginalization by saying, okay, we're going to construct a polytechnic. Am I right? I believe so. A polytechnic in Abo. Udwan. Of course, nothing was done. And when Okowa came on board, they cried to him, complete our polytechnic. After all, we're Ndokwa people. We contribute so much to the economy of this country. We contribute so much to the economy of this state. What was his response? His response was ego area, no money. But within the same period, my youth leader is here, corroborated if I'm lying. Within the same period, the man constructed a beautiful edifice, University of Delta in Owa-Alero. The same time, now let me tell you, we don't have anything against the people of Owa-Alero. They are our brothers, they are our sisters, we are the same family. And also, yes, all we are saying that we want to look like them. We want all of Delta to also look like Owa-Alero. Is that a crime? No. Is that asking for too much? No. After all, what is good for the goose? Because this money belongs to Delta State. It belongs to all Deltas. If you must appropriate it in such a way that all of Delta State will feel the positive impact of the same. Not so, but the man said, Ego area, money not there. But yet, he was able to complete that one within 9 months. Now, for those of you, the students who are in school, when Udwahan left, the tuition, levies, and other payments, accommodation, what have you, was about 25,000.
24,800.
Aha, 24,800 naira. Today, it has risen to almost 250 to 300 naira. Now, your parents who are supposed to make these payments, some of them are pensioners. Not so? Yes. While they were working, while rendering service to Delta State, either to the Delta State government or to the local governments in Delta State, they were told that every month they will be deducting X amount of money from their salaries. And that money will be paid into a dedicated account. And that upon retirement, monies will be removed from these accounts, counterpart are there, and will pay to them by way of pension. As we speak today, since 2011, this man has not paid pension to anybody. Some of these pensioners, they have died. Some of them are dying. These are the same people who have children in school. Meanwhile, I can speak as a federal legislator. We passed the minimum wage. It's a uniform minimum wage across Nigeria. Not so, because we had the power. I'm sure, so for those of you who follow the constitutional review exercise, where do we derive our power from? You know that labor is one of those items, right? Under the exclusive which is within our own competence, exclusive competence, and based on that, we leverage on it and we say, okay, we are going to pass a uniform minimum wage for everybody. Okowa is not paying the minimum wage. He's not paying the pension. Where does he expect your parents who fit into this category, what do you expect to raise money to pay for your tuition and these levies in school? Meanwhile, while this is going on, the man is able to take loans upon loans upon loans to fund a presidential campaign. Monies which, when deployed to assist you people, the school fees and also levies could have been reduced downwards. Bursaries could have been paid to you. But he knows the implication of agreeing to pay bursary. He knows the implication of agreeing to reduce your tuition and all of that. If that is done, there will be no money to fund his presidential campaign. So he made a decision. He chose the funding of the Atiku presidential campaign over and above the interest of the Nigerian students. Now, let me also tell you this. Not too long ago, we saw a lot of Nigerian students and the youths gather at Lekki. What's that place called? The toll gate at Lekki, protesting. Nobody can sit here and say that you have no justification in what you did. No. It's just that some of us at the time, we felt we didn't want our younger ones, being exposed to that kind of danger where stray bullets could end anybody's life. We're not happy with that. So we have decided that rather than have the youths and the students go to this place, go to the Lekki toll gate to protest, why don't we look for another way to address some of these challenges? Like today, right now, we're gathered here, and we hear from you what your challenges are. And when we say you are the leaders of tomorrow, you are the leaders of tomorrow. Tomorrow never reach.
Tomorrow is here.
Tomorrow never reach.
Tomorrow is here.
How old was Murtala Mohammed when he was head of state?
28.
How old was Gowon when he was head of state? How old was Umbu when he was minister of external affairs? How old was Obasanjo when he was head of state? Most of you here, you are older than them also.
Yes.
So when we say leaders of tomorrow, now leaders of
today.
That is why some of us, we believe that in addition to having this interaction with you today, to hear your input as to how you want the state governed. We have also decided that in a government we are going to form, we are going to bring some form of equity into the composition of that government, either by way of the State Executive Council or just the government generally. A percentage of you that is commensurate with your voting capacity.
A round of applause
will be reflected. And that will mean
We not go tire, Agege. We not go tire, Agege. We not go tire, we not go tire, Agege. We not go tire, Agege. We not go tire, Agege. We not go tire, we not go tire.
thank you. So we want you, rather than go to the toll gate, we want you to sit in the State Executive Council with us. So while you are there, in addition to your numero who will be deputy governor, you will also have some of you that are sitting there making your own contributions in the Executive Council. Yes, because you are young. You are young. You could make mistakes. But we want you to make your mistakes and learn from your mistakes right there. And some of us who are adults will also be there to also moderate you. Not so? So in case I want a decision when we lead it to catch fire, we go say, not be like that. Abi? And in that way, we would have heard you, and you know how this thing works. And when they finish, they put on the vote for ESCO. You understand? So at least you have your say. Whether you have your way, it's a different ball game. At least you have your say. You will have made your contribution. So whatever decision we take there, you will now own it. So when we go outside, if the decision works, it is your own. If it don't work, I go tell them, say, now, Nadwan. You not good like that? Yes. You not good like that? Yes. So you sit with us in the ESCO. We are going to bring you into government. Now we have also decided that to address all of this, we are going to increase, give you your bursary. Give you your bursary. To assist you. We'll give you your bursary. And then those 2 fees tuition and what have you, we are going to reduce it, review it downward. Because we want to make education accessible to everyone. We want to make it accessible and affordable, to everyone. We don't want to be like a death sentence to your parents just because you are going to university. Now, when you leave that university and you come out, you will not be like our brothers this way. You now become youths out of school, and also you live now. You are students. From being students, you come out now and you become like you're not youths who have no jobs, and we know what has been like. For those of you who were too young, most of you were too young. In those days, in Delta, most especially here in Warri, as you are leaving university, there's already a job waiting for you. At that time, we had a lot of these companies here, principally Delta Steel Alaja. You have a booming economy because of the Warri port. You had a lot of those service companies, oil service companies, and all the other service companies who were here at that time. From university, they go to recruit. So you actually have your letters of offer of appointment, and you choose which one you want, which one you don't want. But today, right now, all that is gone. We have to look for a way that when you are in university, you should look to the future, to wanting to graduate, and not wanting to remain in university in perpetuity. Notice some people right now, they don't want to leave university at all. I know abuse when I went the leadership of now, so I know abuse now. You don't say some of them, you don't say, well, look, we just stay here, look, we fight for here. Because you don't say when they leave here, go society. Work, no, they don't be so. But we don't want that anymore. We want to encourage you to graduate so that you can go and pick up jobs outside. But to do that, we need to do a lot of things. We have to ask ourselves, why? What happened to those jobs that were here before? Why is DSC not giving jobs anymore? Why is the Warri Port not working? All those companies that were here, why did they run away? We need to sit down and find out why they left. For some of us, we already have an idea why they left. Take DSC for instance. Some people felt that DSC that was established with $1.5 billion, $1.5 billion US dollars. They decided that they want to sell it to some of their cronies, to some of their friends, so they can own it. They call themselves investors. They never started it on their own. No. They only had to go take the one belonging to government, belonging to our people. So it was sold for $34 million. What was set up with $1.5 billion was sold for $34 million. Now, yes, so the same people that they won't say they won't come back again. So they say they won't rescue Nigeria. People will sell our asset, DSC, built with 1.5 billion our money. I don't mention them. They sell and give their friends for $34 million. Those people say they won't come. I emerge. After I emerge, sitting with some of our best legal brains, we go sit down, we go look the agreement, the kind commitment, the kind covenant when they sign, say, for taking it in for ordinary $34 million instead of 1.5, they go do A, B, C, D. Not be so? That be covenants now. Eh? We go see whether they comply with those covenants. If they don't comply with the covenants, we know what we are going to do. You don't go like that? Now you hear me so? I don't want to talk too much. I don't want me to come begin fight me. But I know what I mean. I pray to God, say, make it be say they comply. But if they don't comply, that company is coming back to us. You don't go like that? Yes. And if it comes back to us, it means say we now have an opportunity to create jobs for our children. When they leave school, be so? Yes. Now, when NPA begin work again, we don't know why NPA is not working. I don't know why. One of the reasons they work is say, two, the most important one is say, they won't make all the businesses for this side, make it go on air. Because now they get on air. And they still get here, but they can't shut here down, make here not function. Because if everything go on air, they make more money, because then the equipment there. I don't talk, I don't mention person name. But I know too, eh? Okay, good. So, so why the port not they work? The second reason you know they work, we say, you know, say the kind of vessels like backhoe liner, those kind of very, very big vessels, we're supposed to come here to make this place the boom, our project the boom. They don't feel come because we need to dredge the escargot bar. If you don't dredge the bar, all those kind of big vessels will fit reach here. So we need to dredge that bar. And before you go fit work, there has to be a synergy between the state government and the federal government. Right now, it don't work because Buhari and Atiku are not on the same page. But God willing, I become governor. But now also give me a president of my own party. Yes, my me with them. And we already agree. Say when he become president, that escargot bar, he go dredge them for us. All those pipelines, when they float for them, they will help us bury the pipelines deep inside the water, so that the big vessels will pass. And once all those big vessels begin to come here, now more jobs we create for our children. Don't be so? That's so. Now, before I address the other part, make I tell you one thing. You are students. You are our youth. The trend today, now because, oh, this man won't vote for, and this man won't vote for, this man won't vote for. But I want you people to make very informed decisions. You are our leaders of today and our leaders of tomorrow. Any mistake you make today will haunt Delta State and haunt Nigeria for a very long time. Now, you are all aware when all the governors of southern Nigeria, they meet in Asaba. When they agree, say the next president of Nigeria must come from the south. Now remember? Remember! Okay, very good. Then agreement number 1. Agreement number 2 is say make nobody for the entire southern Nigeria accept vice president. Can I hear that one too? We hear that. Okay, good. Now 17 governors of southern Nigeria now take that agreement. Then all the governors of northern Nigeria, apart from the 2 PDP who did there, all of them also agree, say the next president must come from southern Nigeria. Buhari himself also called a meeting, say the next president must come from southern Nigeria. But after everybody don't agree, finish, Okowa sneak, come out. He carry phone. He call Atiku, say he had not did that kind of agreement too. He say he don't want me Southern Nigeria. He don't want me Southern Nigeria get the president. Say na vice president Southern Nigeria want. Me they give him to her. Now hear me so? So today, as we speak, Okowa and Atiku, they are not contesting the presidency. At all. Because the decision when everybody take to say, now Southern Nigeria I go produce the president. Not so? So. Now, there are 2 people who are running for president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu of APC and Obi. Not so? Okay, now, listen. I am a Jagaban man. I'm a Tinubu man. But today, I want to tell you something. I know that some of you that may be nursing the idea about Obi. I want to tell you something. Obi is not a bad person. Are you hearing me so? Listen, no, he's not a bad person at all. But when you put 2 things down, then you choose one. Not be so? Now, the 2 of them, none of them 4 come from heaven. Now, let's say for those who are doing this school now, when I do history of the Yorubas, that they tell us, Oduduwa 4 come from heaven. Tinubu no Oduduwa. What did be named? Peter Obi Oduduwa. Not be so? We know them well. 2 of them be governors before. One be 2-term governor of Lagos State. Another one are 2-term governor of Anambra State. Not be so? Not so. Okay, so now, to make your decision, you will remove sentiments. You will remove emotions. You should ask yourself, what kind of Nigeria do you want in 2023? Do you want a Nigeria that looks like Lagos? Yes. Or do you want a Nigeria that looks like Oka? Hello? Wait, listen to me. Just listen to me. Hello? Now listen. Let us not quarrel over this. Informed. Remove emotions and remove sentiments. Are you hearing me so? Remove your emotions and remove sentiments. What kind of Nigeria do you want? Do you want, hello? Do you want the one that looks like Oka? Or, hello? Or you want the one that looks like Lagos? Lagos. Hello? Have you been to Oka? let it be informed. As for me and my family and my friends, we don't go Oka before. We also don't go Lagos before. We don't decide say we want a Nigeria where it be like Lagos. As I go here so, if they give me a choice, make I buy land for either Oka or for Lagos, I go buy my land for Lagos. What is so? Okay. So now, hello, good. I just thought I should make this distinction for people to know, to inform you your decision making. So now, if you look around again, another reason why all those companies come out. Now hear me so? Another reason why all those companies they come out. Now because of DEVE and insecurity. Not be so? On the issue of DEVE, all of una know as it be. No company go on do business in a place where you say if you don't pay DEVE, you don't go do your company business. Not be so? Then they go they come out. And you all know who is behind the DEVE in Delta State. Not be so? Yes. I spend here in Warri and who be here? Who be that? Sheriff. Who be that? Sheriff. Who be that? Sheriff. Very good. Sheriff. Hello. Well, I know say now Sheriff now the king of DEVE. Now make all the companies they run come out. Not so? But we are going to abolish DEVE when we come on board as a government. So that companies can come back here without the threat of DEVE, so they can create employment opportunities for now when I leave school. You know, good like that? You know, good like that? And then finally on that is the issue. 100 naira. No, you don't want to pay any money at all. Then on the issue of insecurity, it's a very, very big problem. There are two ways. Hello? There are two ways we are going to address the insecurity challenges here in Delta. So as all those companies when come out, they will come back. The first one, we need to invest in our security architecture. We know there are security devices that you acquire that will help you track all these crimes that are going on everywhere. When you see bandits with those devices, you can catch them. When you see kidnappers with those devices, you can catch them. Not so? Yes, sir. But you need to invest in those security devices. Okowa does not see that as any priority. I know states that have invested money in that sector, and today the crime rate in those states have gone down. There are no to mention the names of those states because those are classified security issues. But when I become governor, I will invest money, good money, in our security, in modernizing our architecture, so that way the insecurity challenge will be addressed. And then of course, you know, some of us, when during the constitutional review, for those of us who follow where some of us were against state police. Instead, we supported community policing. I know the difference. Community policing. We won't make everybody for their own community. There's some community leaders here also. We know everybody when doing a community. When anybody enter, when not come from there, we know. And we won't find out why did they find. Not be so. So when a bad person enter the community, maybe they kidnap people, won't go hide for a community. You know that they don't belong there. Not so. So working with the police, we can track them and catch them. That's the essence of community policing. But we say we don't want state police. We not say if we put police for governor hand. Those who are in the opposition, they don't go enter the state. Another one, even now self, police are federal police. But you know say once they post them come here, governor go colobate them. Not be so. If they don't like you, they will arrest you. They will make life unbearable for you to enter the state. I want to be governor, but I don't want that kind of power to be put in my hands. Did you hear me so? I don't want that kind of power to be given to me when I go to pursue my enemies, come up for state. No. Let that power remain with the federal government while we concentrate more on community policy. Not good like that? Yes. So that way, once we address the issue of insecurity, all those companies, when they come out, they will all come back here and create jobs for our youth. So as soon as you leave school, there'll be jobs waiting for you. And then all those roads I mentioned that time, the two major roads, the federal roads, so we are going to bring Julius Berger into the state. We don't want all those mama and papa company. When they carry wheelbarrow and shovel. When they do road, after 3 months, rain go fall, everything will wash the mud. So we are going to bring Julius Berger. Then we are going to insist. At Julius Berger, anytime they need an engineer, they must come to our engineering graduates from the state. Yes, so they must come and take from within the state. If they want artisans, they must come to Deltans and pick from there. Now, only when we not get, then they go outside. But me, I know say we get everybody fair. Not be so? So that's the commitment I'm making to you. We're going to address our hospitals. We will address them. For those of you who want to stay for Warri here, and that's Warri before, we are going to clean up Warri. We need massive urban renewal here in Warri. Warri must go back to how it used to be. Not be this slum when it be today. So I want you to join me. I want you to join me as partners. I want us to do this together. Today, right now, we have gone around the state. When we started this campaign, it was about Omo-Agege campaign organization. Today now it has become a people's movement. Because people are tired of Okowa. They are tired of everything Okowa represents. Having suffered for 8 years under Okowa, they don't want Okowa to come and impose another person after leaving government. Especially someone that most Deltans believe is not qualified. Maybe so? When I know say the man don't go school. When I know say the man don't go school. As when I day here, so when I get classmates, maybe so? Don't you have classmates? When I know that classmates, and your classmates know you. Not so? As I day here, so I get classmates. My classmates, they know me. I also know my classmates. Sheriff might be the only person when they run for governor. He don't get classmates. He said now our ladies now go. Man, they go our ladies. Man, they go our ladies. Thank you very much. I will take questions now.
Greatest Moza.
The Deputy State President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, State Chairman APC, please permit me to stand on the system protocol. I'm grateful to have been given this rare privilege to speak. Coincidentally, I was also the Deputy State President of the National Association of Delta State Students in Adestu, and I pray someday I become the Deputy State President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please say amen to that. Beautiful. Now, let's go to business. One former Prime Minister of Britain once said that a life without education is a life half lost. A ignorance. He went further to say that education does not only equip the individual for economic purposes and others, but it also helps the country that believes in it. Has to be properly guided. Now, Your Excellency, I have just one question for you. And the question is an issue of overseas scholarship for students. Because I remember during the time of His Excellency, the former governor of Delta State, James Ibori, there was a scheme for students for overseas scholarship, particularly for first-class students. But that has been a thing of the past. That one is one. The last thing is on issue of grants to students. Whether there can be something like grants for students in school. Because I know that you have touched on all the areas, and that is why I'm saying this. And lastly is, please, Kulu temper, please. And lastly is on the issue of appointments. So I know you have said something about making students or making the youth all inclusive. We want to know if it's possible, the percentage be given to youths in your government if elected as the governor of Delta State. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we're almost done. Due to popular demand, I've been mandated that at least one current student leader should speak, not former. One current student leader will speak. I want to call on the student union president of Delta State University of Science and Technology, Ozoro, to speak.
Can you please calm down? Please have just 2 minutes. Sorry, 2 minutes, please.
Integrated Nigerian students. My name is Omo-Agege, the SU president of Delta State Polytechnic University. My stand is not really a question, but I want to talk to the youth of my generation and the students. Earlier, he asked, what do we have to give? Because we'll be concentrating on what our principal will give to us. But I observe very well that most of us we are very good in copy and paste on social media. We feel we are working on social media, whereby when we go to our ward and our unit, we are not known. We never converse for votes for our principal. Please, I really want us to take it that we are contesting, we are all contesting for governor to our principal here. Now once we leave here, we should go to our unit to do the conversing from us to her. Thereafter,
and every other dignitary here present. My name is Sandy Prince Ime, the Student Union Government President of the Federal University of Petroleum Resources. The school is over 30 years old and we cannot boast of sustainable power supply. It is appalling to note that there has been gross negligence of FUPRI over these 30 years. Sir, FUPRI up till date still has their admin building, the office of the Vice Chancellor, being powered by small generators. It is not something we want to hear about. Yes, we know FUPRI is a federal university, but we have universities located in Bayelsa State, which the state governor then raised a proposal for a fundraiser for monies to be pumped into this institution. And Federal University of Toke is taking her place and position amongst universities in Nigeria today. Sir, Federal University of Petroleum Resources and FUPRI has well over 8,000 students, but cannot boast of an accommodation that can cater for 10% of these students. Recently, we were faced with a challenge whereby a student had to pay 300,000 naira for a bed-sitter accommodation. These gross negligence have left the communities, the host communities, Ubamara and Atiku, and of course other communities in the environs, with no other option but to legally extort money from students, all in the name of accommodation fees. Sir, Federal University of Petroleum Resources suffered for so long. Recently, you visited our school. I was in attendance when you came to commission the solar plant. I can stand categorically to say to this house today that that solar plant can only power that solar farm where you came to. No single street light is working again in February. Sir, we have seen this hope, and we know that Delta State can yet be great again. We know that February can yet be great again. And by the grace of God, upon your emergence as the governor of Delta State, we want to pray unanimously. I believe I'm speaking on behalf of the students. We want to pray unanimously that things be put right, sir. We want to pray unanimously that February should not longer be marginalized. We want to pray unanimously that we should embrace February not just as a federal university. Of course, it's a pride that it's the first of its kind in Africa. It's a pride that it's sixth in the world, but we do not have anything to show for it. In your powers of wisdom, sir, please, upon your emergence as president, of which we pray by the grace of God you emerge, as governor, I beg your pardon, of which we pray you emerge, please come to our aid. Thank you so much. Alright, DG has permitted that we can take 2 additional students before we attend to the youth.
Greatest Nigerian student, fundamental goals. The Deputy Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I remember almost self-covering the man of Garaga, the president, calling the publication of the week. Now, my questions are simple, sir. Now, recently, some schools in the state were upgraded to universities. And thank God we have so many elders here. And we know that the College of Education Warri was even one of the prominent schools by the nickname College, and it brought so many persons up. The educational foundation even started from College, but it was surprising that when schools were upgraded, College was left aside. That is one. Then again, College as a school since its foundation in 1975 has no single accommodation for students. Even Ejeba and Ugoroke, the host communities, have been jam-packed by so many students. You know, College itself has so many affiliate programs like Delsu, Uniben, and the rest of them. So there's so much students. We have over 5,000 students in our campus, and there's no single accommodation for them. Then again, lastly, the bad condition of our infrastructures. We have no classrooms. There have been so many abandoned projects in the school, and it is as if the state government doesn't care. So we are praying and we are pleading that if by God's grace you become governor, which I believe, that you look towards the area of College of Education. Thank you very much. Thank you.
last session in particular, our school fees was increased. This new section of our school fees too was increased. I don't know about the next session when if it will be increased. Please, Your Excellency, sir, please we need you at that. And also, this school for oil and gas sectors. Looking at generally, most of our oil and gas companies are not functioning. Most of our students after graduation, they cannot find a place to get job. Your Excellency, please, what do you have for the oil and gas sector? Because looking at it, most of the oil and gas sector, Delta State as a whole, are going to drain. It is not working. Looking at the NNPP down to Osanebi, so most of the oil and gas private about the goods, the state said that they have any oil and gas company for the masses.
Thank you very much. Please go straight to your question.
Yes, anyone has a question, please put it in writing.
Just put it in writing, please.
His Excellency is very busy. But we'll take them soon now, then we'll go to the youth.
Thank you.
Great Nigerian students, all possible to the exam, the State President. My name is Abuja. I'm the Deputy Senate President of Delta State University of Abuja. And I'm starting to also represent the Law Students Association of Delta State. I'm a 400 law student from Delta State University, Holy Campus. And one issue that I've been having, firstly, issue of school fees. Every year, annually, our school fees is increasing. Our faculty has lost organization twice. Why? Because of lack of facilities in the school. As law students, we don't have a hall where we hold our consulting now. And that is because the major hall that we use is to work for hall. And that whole hall now is nothing to write home about. You can be having dinner and doing something and not mention the hall. And it's an eyesore because that's the very first hall you will see when you enter the school. As law students, we take our seniors personally. We have the teachers' statues in the school. There is one person in main gate, there is one in front of the school. Those teacher house have nothing to write about. And then, as law students, when we graduate, we proceed to the Nigerian law school. First of all, I want to thank His Excellency for providing a law school as Orogun. And just as the general body as Orogun has been rising, we are praying that the law school as Orogun also come on board. Now, as law students, that's when it comes to office, we should look at our place, not just as law students, but as Deltans and as youth and as future leaders.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Greatest Nigerian youth! Yes, I'll be speaking for the young girls in this hall. Your Excellency, I'll stand on the existing protocol, please permit me, Chairman, and any other protocol, I'll stand on it. My name is Mrs. Antonia Unde Toto. I'm talking for the young girls because during the campaigns, I ran into doing talk shows from 18 to 35 years. And I noticed that most of these young girls, they have voters card, but they're not into the voting process. They have their voters card just for their banking reasons. And I noticed that the reason why they don't go into politics is because they're not aware in the first place. So I have talk shows with them. Why they should come into politics.
Frankly, I was not expecting any less. Knowing full well I was interacting with our students and leaders, community leaders. Now, listening to you, what I've observed, especially with respect to our students, the bulk of the questions you've asked, they all border on neglect and corruption by the existing government. And that is why we need to change the narrative. You ask questions dealing with bursaries, dealing with tuition, payments and so on, scholarships and so on. We had a scholarship program. If it was properly managed at the time, if it was not corruptly managed, there's no reason why we should have any challenge with that. But I commit to you that the government that will run by us, we are going to remove the corruption from the system. And we are going to go back to those days where we have those interface, those exchange programs between Delta State government and those institutions abroad that were willing to take our students at that time, and I believe are still willing today. But at that time, you know, the corruption that was embedded in the program, and that was why it failed. So I commit to you that we'll go back to the overseas scholarship scheme, but this time we properly managed. Another question that was asked into the membership, the percentage of people we bring into the cabinet. We have already taken a position, and I even sponsored a bill to that effect, that 40%, if 40% of the cabinet slots will be given to the youth and women. Round of applause in the cabinet. And then, as the question from the SUG Fupri, dealing with accommodation, dealing with power supply. Excuse me?
Say yes, sir.
Yes. And I'm surprised because, as you rightly stated, I was there to commission the solar powered scheme that was put there by the World Bank. This is a World Bank assisted project. I'm surprised to hear what you say now, but we'll look into it. Even it's a federal government program, but we'll look into it to see what went wrong and how, God willing, assisted government, we can intervene to address that. But let me also say this. Beyond that, the World Bank assisted project, we are also looking at institution here where we go back to the IPP power scheme here in Delta. For those of you who are familiar with it, we're supposed to have had one that will have generated 128 megawatts of power across the state. Now, you know what that means. That's a lot of power. But Okowa killed it. He killed it, he sold away and gave away all the turbines. And in his place instead, he set up a 5 megawatts power scheme in Asaba that powers only government house, powers commissioners' quarters, and powers secretariat. That is not what we want. We want the power to go most especially to the areas where you are going to have companies come in here, set up their business and employ our children. In addition to, of course, the school. So as much as possible, we are going to revive that scheme, but we prioritize as to where and who should benefit from it. But I can assure you, I will not be part of any scheme that will take power to government house and commissioners' quarters at the expense of our students and at the expense of the company that will come in and do business. And then College of Education worry, why was it not upgraded? He said, let me also just say this. As much as possible, we are trying to address the agitations of all of the ethnic nationalities in the state. Some of the agitations are very, very legitimate. When Okowa established those 3 universities in one day, he put one in Walero, put one in Asaba, put one in Agbo, and changed the name of one at Ozoro. And like as I said earlier, there was a polytechnic that was hitherto approved for the Undokwa nation, but he said because there was no money, he didn't do that. Even they found money later to address these other ones. So the agitations of the Undokwa nation is a very, very serious agitation, and it's something that we must address. ditto the Ijaw ethnic nationality, who are equally fighting. They produce so much, they contribute so much to the economy of this state and the country. But in all of these institutions that have been established, they don't have any. So we must address that agitation. And we believe that the best way to address that is to set up a campus of the University of Delta in Pomadi for and to also address the agitation of the Shekiri ethnic nationality, who also contribute so much, just like the Jaws, Robos, Isokos, and the Undokwa. It's also fair that they must also be seen to be carried along. So we are also proposing a campus of the University of Delta to be sited at Koko, to address that. Now, that is the area we want to focus on. Not, no, Undokwa is a special case. I don't want to speak too much on Undokwa, but I'm sure the next 1 week, the people of Undokwa Nation will be very happy. Let me just leave it that way. But we are also, that is part of the agitation for the tertiary institution in the Undokwa Nation. In the next 1 week, or at the very most, I can say before the election, there will be some good news coming to the Undokwa Nation. So for that reason, the College of Education of Warri needs to have its infrastructure upgraded, not necessarily having the school upgraded, because there's a purpose for which that school was set up. It was set up to train teachers, so it has to remain a college of education, Warri. But we are going to improve on the infrastructure in the school itself. So I hope you understand. But it's a college of education. If we turn everywhere to universities, where do we train our teachers? That is the reason that was set up. So the infrastructural challenges will be addressed, which is also inclusive of the accommodation challenges. And then my sister, at Bonifo, you raised the issue of the protection of the girl child in tertiary institution. Of course, it's something I'm already working on. We passed the bill, passed both chambers already. We are awaiting the president's assent, and I believe he will give his assent. That will address everything you raised with respect to protections for the girl child. If that's a better expression. Yes, right. In the tertiary institutions. Then on the issue of the employment of opportunities for graduate of PTI, I think we've addressed that in a generic context. Those companies that have left, we want to bring them back here. And when they come back here, I think this very issue you raised, will be addressed. And we've already told you how we want to do that, right? And then, of course, the DELSU SUG, talking about school fees increase, accreditation, infrastructure, and bursary. I think I've already addressed this. We are going to review downwards the issue of the accommodation of school fees in DELSU and indeed all our tertiary institutions. And we'll also fight to make sure that DELSU has all that it takes to meet with the accreditation requirement. And we do so by giving the school proper funding and addressing the challenges of infrastructural leakage, inclusive of your law school building or something, right? Where you have your law school dinner and so on. I think somebody mentioned that, right? So we address that. And then you raised the issue of bursary. We've already said that we're going to give you guys a bursary. And then the young man from Ubia, from Ward 8, you said. What 8? Ward 3. Okay, what I picked from your question also borders on employment opportunities. What are we going to do to give the youth work? Also, I think I've answered that in so many ways. Government does not, get this clear, government does not create jobs. Government creates the enabling environment for jobs to be created. if you wait on government to create jobs, you cannot create jobs for everybody. But when we create an enabling environment and companies come here to set up, they are the ones that will be creating employment opportunities for our children. Not be so. I'm sure you studied that in economics and so on, right? And then what the challenges you face in hospitals, those unreasonable charges when you go to the hospitals. Yes, it is because our hospital is in a state of decay. So we are going to address that, even though we have the last two governors, yes, that are the medical doctors, they have disappointed us. They have clearly shown that being a medical doctor, I'm sorry for those who are medical doctors here, does not add to your leadership profile.
The young girls in politics because most of the time the boys are taking the front row and we have girls as the numbers. So they all said, well, I'm going to come into politics, but they don't actually recognize women in politics. We our governor know that we have young girls now in politics. And so whenever I have the opportunity to have a town hall meeting with the governor, I will stand on the pulpit to say, Mr. Governor, when you become governor of the state of sure you're going to be, I will appreciate if the younger girls from 18 to 35 can be in your cabinet to work with you. Thank you so much, God bless you.
My name is Comrade Emmanuel. Also, we know you don't talk so much about those companies when those people don't drive. Because we youth, what they pay us and employment. If students don't finish school, they'll still come with us for every day. Now, if he said, can't break the food not to one friend of us, it's still there like that. Lobster, share, and the rest, no one day. And also you don't talk about those one seas. One thing you go do to make sure these companies come back. And before they come back, there is small deep test. And we dey give youth, go to the shop for now, and go to the next side. If our wife is pregnant, we go hospital to deliver. They go say, we're not getting some machine. They'll go refer us to another private clinic, and they go say pepper no rice. Now, what do we go do as youth? We're going to look to that one. Thank you.
The reason why I'm preaching the two languages is that the choice is here, the Europa is here, all the tribe are here. So we are from Benin River because all the areas they are explaining, everywhere is not in the land. We have been to Pama before, we have been to Kwankwaso before. So those areas that you have visited, when we come to governor, what are you going to do for us? Because most of the areas, we need bridge to get all those places, tie road to get all those places. So what are you going to do for us in the Pomandi area and the Pama area? In fact, all the Niger Delta area and the River area, what are you going to do for us? Thank you, sir.
How are you going to harvest the multiple talents we have in Delta State, in areas, in terms of arts and crafts, in entertainment, in every other industry? How are you going to harness those talents? That's number one. Then number two question is that the Okowa-led administration, their skill training programs, entrepreneurship programs, and the youth agricultural entrepreneurial programs, they claim that 5,000 youths were employed. So they claimed that they were employed. But we know that the effect is not among deltas. Now, my other question is, how are you going to drive a robust program for skills acquisitions of deltas so that when they have gone to the training, they will be established and fixed, not the ones selling their starter packs? Thank you.
The issue of perennial flooding, that is developing what plans do you have in place to anticipate the suffering of when it comes to the issue of perennial flooding? Secondly, the European nation for the past 7 years, when the Goa government has been marginalized as a kingdom. So please, what plans do you have for the European nation? Marginalizing that area, both in terms of economy
do you have to put in place a befitting state capital that every single Delta sitting down here will be proud to call as our
I know some things about the Nigerian Ports Authority. Your Excellency, sir, when you talk about the NPA ports now, I was impressed because you remember us and God will remember you. The challenge we are having in that port is two things. One, not just the NPA. We have other sub-companies around. We were talking about on airports. We have a lot of space inside the MP that investors can come in. If investors come in, we know that we are going to have lot of job for our youth. Because Omo-Agege will be there, Ijo will be there, Ishekiri will be there. Even Topa we have from there. That's one. Then two, the MPA proper. MPA, they do most of their employment from Lagos, Marina. They hardly employ our people here. If they want to employ us, either they give us security or they give us maybe some employment. So your Excellency, sir, we want to bet because we know you will win. If you win your 100 days in office, please show us love. Because the love we touch Tinubu, we touch Akini, we touch Ijo, we touch Ndukwa, our river. Please, sir, please dredge it for us. Okay, Escavos farmers, dredge it for us. They have done it before. They didn't do it well.
What are you going to do about the sporting facilities that are abandoned and littered around the state? Thank you, Excellency.
Thank all of you for the very, very insightful questions. We all know that when it comes to entertainment, this is the headquarters of entertainment in Nigeria, both here in Warri and Asaba. We are the biggest exports of entertainers. Almost all people in the sector, in the country today, at one time or the other, right, they have their roots, most especially to address these issues and also to encourage the young ones, who are tech savvy, some will say, oh, they're into Yahoo, and please listen to me well, because I've been misquoted severally that Omo-Agege want to work with Yahoo boys. What they seem to forget is that we are all Deltans, and if we have younger ones, who use their creativity and ingenuity to do things that are not right, I don't think it's right that we close our eyes. We have two obligations. One, to tell them that that is wrong, and then two, second obligation is to try create an avenue for them so that ingenuity, that creativity will be directed towards, redirected to an area that will bring specific acquisition training. Yes, that is going on a daily basis. You see the state government, they do skill acquisition, parliamentarians, especially at the national level, they do skill acquisition. And for the most part, when they graduate, they are giving starter packs, as you mentioned, some 50K and so on. And we're asking ourselves, what kind of business can somebody start with 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira for that matter? Today, right now, Okowa owns a bank. What's the name of the bank? Premium Trust Bank. Is now owned by Okowa. If Okowa was giving 50K or 100K, can he own that bank? So what we are trying to do, we are going to bring in banks here, in addition to what the money was set aside in the budget. We are going to bring banks into the state, or banks in the state who are willing to work with us, who want to do business with the state. We are going to have them sign an MOU with us. And part of that MOU will be that they will fund and set aside monies by way of loans to the graduates, so to speak, of these skill acquisition training programs. They will give them loans to set up their businesses. Delta State government will in turn guarantee the loans. We know that the bulk of those loans will be repaid by them. It is when they don't repay, that's when the obligation of Delta State government to pay back will kick in. You know, good like that? Good. So don't let anybody tell you, oh, we don't want to be. If anybody does not want to be, it means that person don't want you. You understand? Because what are they offering you? They've been there for 16 years. We have seen them. Not be today they break. Not be so. Not today they break. And you cannot continue to watch them do the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different outcome. That would be insanity. Not be so.
We are here to tell you, sir, the Deputy President of the Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria, that owing to your antecedents over time and owing to the promises and the things you have done for us, that we have decided as students of the Polytechnic Extraction to support you wholeheartedly and give you our vote.
I hereby support the motion of adopting Senator Omo-Agege as a consensus candidate for the position of
We thank you for commenting on our videos. Please keep commenting. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so for regular updates. Keep watching Juvenis and keep buying Juvenis.
Juvenis is published bi-monthly by Buhari Communications Limited. For enquiries, event coverage or advert placement, call 0803 360 8271, 0805 787 1199, 0702 811 3638, or 0808 152 4499, or visit www.juvenis.bunax.net. Juvenis Magazine, inspiring the young at heart.